Hello. Let's check the other ones. Should be this one. And it's not. I'm coming for stuff to be broken. So I'll just keep at it. That's all you can do, really. Just keep at it. So on Friday, I did go live, but the connection just got cut off. Hopefully, you can hear me well now, and probably, and there you go. Now we're live in all of them. In theory, yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live. So this would be number 66 technically, even though on Friday was number 66 of this live streams. Um, but yeah, I run into some issues like my internet just stopped working altogether, and I don't know what happened, but it was like a sign. Hello, hi. I believe it was sort of a sign from the gods. So what I decided that I'm going to do is to do a stream Monday till Thursday, and then take Friday off around this time because it's the most consistent I can be. 9:30 p.m. But we'll see how that goes. So on Thursday, I believe, I don't know. Last week was all over the place, but the last stream I did, I worked on this guy, this fellow right here. Uh, well, as usual, I used a pen. Hopefully this still works. If not, I'm gonna have to pull out uh, a pen I have that I remember I have somewhere in the house. Um, well, let's see. I decided to go with this picture because it seems easy enough. I really like this creature a lot. It's really awesome. A bison, North American bison. Oh, this I already did. But yeah, I downloaded a few pictures. This creature that I think is really awesome. I like this picture too. But I just wanted to do something straightforward and not overcomplicate myself. Uh, maybe I'll complicate myself in the future. Still not sure. Can you all hear me, by the way? Let's see. Can you all hear? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright. Cool. Yeah. I don't know what happened on Friday, but it was really frustrating. It took me a while to set everything up, and right at the moment when I started, it just went out. But I was sort of thinking to myself about a bunch of stuff, and it just decided to go out. So I guess it was kind of a message to just chill out. Yeah. As usual, what I do to begin with is kind of frame the drawing. I mentioned this before, but the first part of any drawing that you do is try to, like I'm doing this picture right here, right? So I try to measure, not in the most traditional way, where the in this case the head or the subject matter is in relationship to the page. I try to keep sort of like a margin around the edges so it's balanced on the page. Sometimes you can break that if you want to. Like if you want to create tension, you can create tension by, like in this case, the the animal is cut out. There are specific ways at which you can do it without it looking weird. Like for example, in this case, if you cut part of the horn, I just noticed that it was already cut on the, like if you see it like that, as you can see on my screen right now, that's an awkward way of cutting the image. Or if you cut part of the, like the chin, and that's not, see, you, it's kind of weird. So the person just took the picture so it would be like a right spot, so you can see all the head, and you have this space right here, so the subject can breathe. So yeah, it's the same idea when you're doing a drawing. You have to do it for the page, or on the page. I talked about this before, but yeah, it's composition uh, theory. Um, anyway, just went on a tangent there, but I guess I have to monologue, guys or gals. I don't know who's watching, but I have to monologue because yeah, I'm just here on my own doing this thing, and it's actually most of the streams I do are past my bedtime. Uh, yeah, it sounds silly, but it's true. I Yeah, we recently had a baby. Basically, they tell you sleep when the baby sleeps, but yeah, what are you supposed to do? Just drop into to the floor and sleep whenever the baby sleeps? Like it doesn't. It's not an accurate thing to suggest, but I get where they're coming from. I also can see why my parents were always telling me to sleep. Like now I miss sleeping a lot. Let's see. I already have two shots. I might do a third one. I don't know. We'll see how this session goes. Depends on how tired I get. How quickly. I was talking about this the other day. Like, if you're gonna perform on a high level, which I guess to some people my level might not seem as high level, but I can tell you that I'm better at this than I give myself credit sometimes. So yeah, something to consider for your own work is that, like, don't be too harsh on yourself. I have to tell myself that. So if you can remember to take that uh, advice, yeah, don't beat yourself up all the time about something you mess up, because that's life. Now that I'm paying more attention to the drawing, looks like an emo, uh, like it has sort of the side haircut or something. Like the bull is saying, nobody understands me. Nobody understands me. Yeah, that's such an obscure reference. Yeah, and I didn't do that impression that well, but it's a emo song. This is driving me crazy. This cable. Yeah, that's better. Depending on the way you you set up the cable is really, it has a lot of weight to it. So if I set up a certain way, I feel like my head is it's being pulled by the cable. Uh, Phew. Apologies for all the yawning. Oh my god. Uh, yeah, this is rough. But at the same time, I don't have other times to do this, so yeah, I'll stick to it. You have no idea how determined I am. Might seem to others might seem like I'm not that determined, but yeah, I am. I'm really determined. I also like really self motivated. I don't there's certain things that this so like if it doesn't something doesn't make sense to me to do it, then I'm like, why do I have to do this? This is absurd. But if it makes sense to me and it's something, oh, I really want to pursue this, I actually I, I'm I go I go in. So sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it can work against you. So actually, I would say the one of the reasons I stay sort of, is this on, sort of, yeah, this is not working. Why are you not working? Um like sometimes I take it easy, and if I have to take a day off, I just do it. Is because I've because of my, as I said, my determination. Sometimes I can overlook my own uh, signs of burnout. So yeah, I it has happened to me a few times in the past that I overworked myself and I burnt out. And yeah, don't do that. It's not good. It's not good for anyone. And if you're working on a team, and you're also affecting the the team that you're working with, even though maybe it doesn't feel like that, but in certain aspects, uh, I believe you can affect the performance of others uh, by just overworking yourself. So you have to pace yourself. Basically, that's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm saying. If it's not clear, yeah, pace yourself every chance you get. And if you're overworking yourself, just know that if something were to happen to you and you have a position that you're covering, and you're doing the best you can and everything is going well, if something were to happen to you, doesn't matter what company it is, they might mourn you, or they might feel bad that you are having a hard time, but if they need to, they're gonna replace you. That's just the nature of that. So yeah, take it easy on yourself, pace yourself, and help your teammates to the extent that you feel you're not. First off, you're not overstepping. Second off, that to a point where you feel comfortable with and not overstretch yourself, because that can also happen, that you go all in helping others and then you're overstressing yourself because of it, because you're taking on too much. So I'm saying all this nonsense, and in a way is the kind of stuff that I should have told myself, should have mentioned to myself. So I'm talking to my past self. So yeah, dude, chill, take it easy, don't overwork yourself. It can be too rough. All right. All right. Yeah, so far it looks good. I like it. I like it. I like it. I know it's not perfect, but just just go with the flow, man. Go with the flow, man. I'm also thinking of ways which I can actually sell my work. Um, yeah, maybe I should switch it up now after doing all this stuff to make more illustration rather than sketches. Even though you can argue that my sketches are elaborate, I also kind of just try to not overdo it in regards to the rendering because yeah, there's sketches end of the day, and I try to keep the stress level at a low. Um, but the more time I spend doing this, the more I think that I should just uh, switch it up, maybe to full illustrations, or maybe just do the full illustrations. If the paper is like this one is good for illustration work. But the ones I used before, they were really cheap paper, so it's not it's not worth the effort because the paper basically cannot withstand the amount of like pressure you have to put in sometimes to do some of the techniques. Like if you're doing water-based technique, the paper needs to be thick enough in order to take the water and not reveal the fiber on the substrate. So yeah, something to take into consideration for me or for whoever's watching this, maybe in the future. Wouldn't it be weird, like, you go 2,000 years into the future and somebody has a copy of my streams and is trying to figure out what the heck is this guy talking about? What do you mean paper? What is paper? I don't know. I'm just yeah. Don't mind me. I just wonder right now how many artists are like looking for opportunities in the industry because yeah, I know I pursue that in the past. I mean like full on studio work, uh, but it has never been easy. If you have a connection and they feel you can be a good fit, they can give you opportunity. But right now, with all the stuff that is going on with the AI, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's some seniors that still have consistent work if they're really well connected. But if you are a junior and the studio is kind of like a gamble for them if they give you a chance or other, I don't know. I don't, I don't want to get too much into the weaves on that. But yeah, I'm just curious where the industry stands at the moment. I haven't I haven't looked other than my peers when they post updates and so on and so forth about the stuff they're doing or not doing. But yeah, there's still more coffee here. Cheers. Oh, it went cold. Cold coffee is not. It's not. I don't like it. There's a lot of people that enjoy it. Like the one they sell in Starbucks. Um, it's not frozen coffee. It's I don't know what's the name of the thing, but coffee that is with ice or cold iced coffee. What am I saying, man? Consequence of being tired, which I most certainly am a lot of the times now. Huh? Look at that. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna say I like it. Um, I wish I had enough time to learn multiple things or pursue what I like for a long time. But yeah, we're constrained by the opportunities we actually get, and yeah, I don't know. Can definitely feel at times as if I don't have other opportunities. I don't know. I guess sometimes that song it's fitting to the way I feel. Um, the thing is, people are fast to disqualify you for things, and I guess also maybe I also disqualify myself sometimes. Like there's a joke. My grandfather used to make or makes has the a guy uh, he gets a flat tire right in the middle of the night, and it's raining and it's horrible, and has to change the tire. He goes, opens the trunk, tries to look for um, the hydraulic lever. I think it's the thing you need to lift the car. We call it cat in Spanish, or at least where I'm from. So the joke is that the dude needs the hydraulic press thing, and The night is horrible. He has to deal with all that stuff. Uh, and he decides to walk. He sees in the distance a small light uh, from a house far away. So he decides to go and try to get help for his car. And he starts walking and walking, and while he's walking, he's thinking, what if the person has the thing and doesn't want to give it to me, or what if the person is rude and treats me like garbage, and then doesn't doesn't want to lend me the thing that I need. And what if, and what if, and what if, and what if. He keeps on going with his what if this happens, and what if this other thing happens. So he started the journey all chilled, or at least like in a neutral level, maybe a little bit grumpy because he had to do this looking for the thing and change the tire and so on. Well, he started his walk at that baseline. When he approaches the door of the house, he knocks on the door, and he's already like all charged up, pent up with a, a bunch of anger, unjustified anger, and like nothing has happened. The person is just having this preconceived idea on his head. So somebody comes to the door and just, hi, may I help you? And the guy said, you know what? You can shove the freaking thing where you see no sun, and just leaves, goes back to his car. So I that's to me that's a great uh, anecdote and joke. First off, is I don't tell it as well, especially I'm translating the joke. So there's some jokes that, like, maybe if I take the time, I may be able to translate it properly. But yeah, it's a translated joke, so go easy on it. But yeah, we often kind of go through this mental process of kind of thinking ahead of ourselves, and that's way more often than we would like. And I haven't found a person that doesn't do that. Like, there's some people that are really good at not letting themselves um buy into that, but it's kind of in our nature to sort of like, it's like a protection thing that we have. But I also think it's really important to, to to keep an eye on that. And I feel I've been guilty in the past of uh, like just falling onto that mental trap of, oh, they're not gonna like what I do, or they're not going to appreciate my whatever. But I think we put these narratives into ourselves. They're not reality. They're just whatever BS story you you told yourself, yeah, I'm doing all this monologue. I don't think nobody's watching. Yeah, you gotta get used to this. Uh, now that I'm thinking about it, I keep bouncing back and forth between actually setting up a Discord server or not. Because I believe to have a proper Discord server, you need to have moderators. Like, I know I wouldn't have a huge community to begin with, but I also know that you kind of need to moderate the whatever people post there. And I don't know if I want to deal with that part of the thing, but if enough people comment on this video that they would be interested in me setting up a Discord so you can, I don't know, ask questions or whatever. Uh, I don't know. Maybe you wanna get some feedback. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not monetized. I've been trying to figure out ways to monetize what I do, but at the same time, I'm really conscious that I don't want to be selling a course. First off, you have to create said course, and if I really get into that sort of thing, I'm not. I don't consider myself to be a great teacher or a decent teacher. I try to show what I do and explain to people what it is that I'm doing, and if that helps them, awesome. But I wouldn't say that I'm like a educator, even though I taught before, uh, early in my career, but I didn't feel comfortable at all, and yeah, I wasn't called for a second semester, so maybe somebody considered that I wasn't doing a good job, or the other possibility is that said person, which shall remain nameless, uh, just forgot to reach out to the employee. I don't know. It's the whole thing was really weird. So I didn't want to pursue that anymore, especially with that context. And and yeah, I'm naturally a introverted person, and like I don't know if people would want to, like, if they endured me when I was teaching them. Um, that was never my plan. My plan was to hopefully show them stuff I knew about and ways which they can improve on their profession. But I don't know. I don't even know why I'm saying all this. Uh, But yeah, I did the best I could. I I feel I did a decent job, um, but it wasn't. I know that educators, they sort of have this vocation, like it to them is part of the thing or of their thing. There's a lot of people that teach and they just do it on the side, just on the side. But like a really good teacher, it's somebody that's their vocation, that's their passion, teaching. And yeah, I I I consider myself someone that does things more than I teach. And so I don't know. I definitely understand the concept because I that actually wasn't my first experience teaching. I taught English fairly briefly uh, because I want to study English. Um, I already knew how to speak English, but it was the idea was to kind of get the raw stuff and perfect it. Potentially get like a one of those tests that they give you. Uh, they tell you, oh, this person is proficient in this and this and that. The thing they don't tell you about those tests, if you casually know about them, is that they have an expiration date. So I didn't go for one of those because, like, okay, this thing is really expensive. Then I have to, if I don't use it within the time frame that they set up for the thing, then I have to repay for and it's worth it for those that I guess are doing like a technical job application, so that helps your application because you need to know the technical terms and that sort of thing. Makes total sense that if you're gonna hire someone, that you want to get a person that has the proper certification for it and it's gonna do the job properly. Makes sense. uh, but if you're gonna have like a regular application, then why are you gonna do that sort of test? Well, going back to a point that I was making is that I got to the school and I already knew how to speak English. I was just trying to perfect it. So just right off the bat, I was in the advanced class. I always, because I learned English when I was really young, I always mess up both English and Spanish writing. I have a mix of things there. So it's not uncommon for me to get those messed up. Structures on the sentences 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 in Spanish is the opposite of English. So anyway, I that's like the thing that I'm not great at, and I was trying to improve in that and other things. But I got into the advanced school and I got the chance a few times uh, to help the ones that were starting on their English classes. So I kind of taught them uh, like you would have to make it because I wish I was taught like that when I was younger. Like if you don't make what you're teaching fun, then people just check out. And maybe this is not fun. I don't know. And maybe I'm just streaming too late. And apologies for that. But yeah, the point is that we would have to make the concepts that we were explaining really sort of digestible, so people could like anybody could understand it, like with drawings and small notes and make games out of it. So it would make the I'm pretty sure there's a theory behind it, but it would make your brain associate whatever activity you were doing to the concepts that you were being taught. So I thought that first off, I thought that was a great idea, really cool, and like I actually felt like, oh, I'm helping someone, and uh, I don't know, it was interesting. It was an interesting experience. So that version of teaching, I feel is important to try. Um, Hopefully, when my daughter grows up and starts to learn different things, I'll be able to teach her things and not be a better version of the teacher I potentially could have been. But I wasn't that invested in it. If it was like, oh, this is my end all be all, or this is something I feel I need to pursue, I would have. I really would have. I just felt really exposed and like out of my element, and maybe over time you start to get that, to get better at that. In my case, I guess I didn't give it enough of a chance. I also, here's the other caveat, a really important caveat that you might take away from this. I feel about teaching that you should teach like this idea that, oh, this person is paying you to teach it, like they're paying a fee, and oh, we're being taught this and this other thing. That works as long as those people are really interested in what you're teaching them. Meaning, they have to be like, what's the point of them going to school if they're just checked out, or like, I don't know, like as long as as whoever you're teaching is invested in what you're teaching them, they're gonna learn. Maybe they're not gonna learn uh, all that you're teaching them, because nobody gets everything right and nobody learns everything, but they're gonna get something from it. But you have like teaching someone that is obviously not interested is like, it's like, why are you here then? Like it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like I feel it doesn't matter if it's private or public. I mean, public schools. Yeah, good luck with putting up an attitude to a teacher. They're gonna just okay, bye bye. Uh, like it doesn't matter if you're paying or not. You went to a place to learn, and at the very minimum, just apply yourself to whatever is being taught. And I don't know, it's a completely different story if you're teaching a group of people that are not interested. The ones that I had the pleasure of teaching and were uh, doing the best they could to understand what you were trying to get across. That is awesome. Like I didn't teach classes that were like full on um, how you call it, like central to the curriculum. They were kind of on the side type of deal. So I guess that contributes to people being checked out. But then don't put it on their curriculum, or just be honest with yourself about whatever you're doing. I don't know. Um, Maybe the proper thing would be for the student to choose the classes they want to take. In a lot of cases in I think in university, there are some universities that allow you to do that, or college. But oftentimes you're kind of like stuck with a certain um, curriculum, and I don't know, if you already signed in for it, like you have to go through it and do the thing. But I feel there's a lot of people that just it feels like they're wasting their family's money some of the time. Uh, Not all the time. Just want to make that clear. There's a lot of people that do the best they can with the opportunities they've been presented with, but you can see also the cases where I don't know, they're just on their own thing or not paying attention to what you're saying. They they don't bring what you request, and, and then complain about the grade they get. So yeah, I have my reservations about teaching. I'm pretty sure university teachers have it a little bit better. Maybe not now with all there's a lot of weird things happening, but we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell how uh, our civilization moves forward. All right. Yeah. The what I'm showing you on camera doesn't do it justice to what I see here. But and I know it still needs a lot of like levels to it. But I'm already almost at the hour mark. So I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. So if you checked out my live stream, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, for listening to me talking about these random subjects. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below in the comments. I add this to my YouTube channel. All of my live streams I've been adding to my YouTube channel. You can check them out there. Um, yeah, consider subscribing, hitting that like, hitting that bell, and all that good stuff. I try to go live now. I'm switching it so Fridays I take them off, but I'm gonna try to go live Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. If I miss that, it might be like 10 minutes or something, but I'm gonna do all that I can to stick to that. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. If you want to check out the stuff I do, I have my illustrated deck of cards on my website. I I have some illustrations on my Redbubble shop that I feel I need to update and do more stuff for, but oftentimes I don't have the time. So I'm trying to figure it out and yeah, hopefully get monetized. So yeah, consider subscribing. It helps me a bunch with that. Um, hope to see you next time. Going to look for my music and see you tomorrow.